Right, we're going to take a look at a few cross courts from the front corner. We'll look at the different types of cross courts and what the benefits are and how they work and how it affects your opponent. Not all of it's about actually outright winners. Some of it's about just working your opponent and making sure they get a fair bit of stress in their body when they try and strike the ball. But we'll go over each of the ones and let you know the benefits. So we start with our initial one. There's two different cross courts played in this one. This one is the general standard one where you pitch the sidewall. Okay, so when we talk about pitching the sidewall, we talk about pitching out to somewhere around about here. Okay, so if we pitch out to around about the service box somewhere here, this one's hit some around a little bit deeper, so it's hit here, and that has an effect that may come off the back wall a little bit more. But generally what happens is if you can pitch across here and hit reasonably low on the sidewall, then you'll get a bounce up and then a second bounce will be on back wall. It'll be moving downwards towards the back wall. If you can make the ball move downwards towards the back wall, that's the real answer you're after. If you overhit it or underhit it, then it has an effect on everything as well. So what happens is this one's come across here, it's landed here, and it's going to finish skinny, which means it then goes up to the sidewall and will come out a little bit. But we'll see that as it happens. And okay, so it's right in the back corner, and it's actually done reasonably well. So the stress he's under to get that back. We'll go and have a look at that in a sec. So he's just got the boast back. So that was actually a pretty good cross court. It died in the back corner, and he had to go and fetch it, or really go ahead and get it. The second one is the kill cross court, and we'll talk about that in 2 seconds. Okay, so this cross court here, if you watch, we'll go back a bit further. Watch your opponent, the player in the white shorts. Okay, so he's up covering the drop, and it's a really good no-shoulder cross court. So with a no-shoulder cross court, what that does is it gives deception, which means he doesn't cover the volley too well, and so that's why it's given him the right width to get the ball. Okay, so it's hit rather deep on the sidewall, so the margin for error is quite good, but it's hit low on the sidewall, and that's the answer here. So if you hit low on the sidewall, it really does bounce quick. Now let's watch our opponent in the white shorts. Look at the step and the reach and the options. Look at that, that's like his foot is virtually upwards, and now it's landed on his heel on full extension, virtually doing the splits. So he's basically doing the splits to play that boast. So that's the stress it's put him under because the ball is dying so quickly. So it's pretty cool. It's really good. He's done really well. That's really athletic to get that out of there and get that back. But look at the quality of the shot that he's produced, which is not very good. So what that quality boast is cross court's done in the first place, it's actually caused this one. Okay, this one's really good because what he's going to do, because the ball's so high, now the answer here is to strike the ball when it's higher than the tin. So what happens if you strike the ball when it's higher than the tin, you can then aim downwards and off it'll go, and then somewhere there. Okay, so if you can aim downwards, then it really makes a difference to killing the ball. So if the ball is above the tin, you need to identify that, and you need to get the ball early enough. So you need to do the work with your legs. Secondly, if you cannot turn your shoulders, watch no shoulders, no shoulders, no shoulders. So you see, watch our opponent in the white. See how he's still going across the left? He's still going, still going. That's the deceptive component of it. So there's two components that go towards this being really, really quite a good shot. And that's the deception and the cut down. And he cut it wide as he can, level with his opponent on the side wall. He really hasn't got it super low. And once again, look at the stress he's under. So if you can get this happening with 2 shots in a row for your opponent to stretch like that, it's just too much for him because you just put it into the tin. So we have a look again at just how it worked. So I would have been onto this a little bit earlier because it's up there now, and now it's starting to go down. But it's given him a little bit of a hole, I suppose, so it's not super bad. And he's obviously done really well because he won the point. But he's going to pull it across and not show his follow through too well. And it's all the deceptive component that works so well. It goes perfect for this. If we take a look at a general lob. So here, this is what happens when you're in trouble. So you can't play a thumping cross court if you don't have body on the ball. So if you don't have body on the ball, you lift it up to gain time. First one, of course, it's you got to clear the volley, number one, but if you overhit the ball, it comes out in the middle, and then it gives options. This one here, still not balanced, so he's going to go up again. So that's a good idea of something for you to do. He hasn't quite got hold of this one, but once again, his opponent had to leave the floor to get the ball. So it's not all bad, it's pretty reasonable. And he's left the floor to get the ball and put it in the middle. So that basically put the ball in the middle of that cross court. He didn't nail that cross court, so that caused some grief. Right, we talk about the floor cross courts. So if you can cross court to the floor, so he's let this one go. He's not going to turn his shoulders like we spoke about before, and he's going to cross the ball to the floor. So as long as you clear the volley, the floor is a great option. Now he's pitched that back to the service box, but it's gone too much straight towards the corner, and it's not going downwards towards the back wall. It's come out. So he's been able to get behind it with his wrist, and there's the outcome. So he's pushed him right down the back. So we changed that and show you another one. Here we go, this time no shoulders on the cross court once again, which is a stock standard thing to do from the front. So you should train to do that for your cross court so you can take out the volley. And we'll show you the movement of the opponent in a minute. So this one's hit shorter, and then it goes up to the side wall. Now it's going down towards the floor, towards the back wall. And once again, see the stress your opponent's under? He's got to get behind the ball, and it's really, really quite difficult. Now, he's got it out with a reasonably powered shot, but this is the deal. What happens is this is an area of dominance. So the area around about here, is an area of dominance. So it's an area you can really control. So anything around forehand, three-quarter court, half court, three-quarter court, somewhere there, it's a real area of options and capabilities. So what happens is if you can do that and get the ball in that area, as in have an option to take a shot in that area, it's a wonderful thing. So not only was he under stress, that he's left the ball open, and it's also allowed him to go and cross court to the weaker side, which is generally people's backhand. Okay, so we take a look again. Let's look at this. So he's coming in, he's got to cover the drop. He has to cover the drop. See, he's still moving in towards the side wall for the drop. And now he's worked it out, and he's dropped his whole body to go from there. So obviously the shot prior to that wasn't good enough, and so he's really had to go and do some serious work to go and get it. Okay, we'll go back to our original first one. So it's a pretty basic rule. The rule is simply, if you come in and the ball is lower than the tin, you can hit hard and you can hit the cross court. You can pitch the floor if you've got enough height on the ball, but if it's low, you'll then go and pitch the side wall. That's the side wall you're going to hit. Once you hit the side wall, if the ball comes higher, you cut downwards to the floor and cut the angle. Make it with a really sharp racket. You can actually put a bit of work on the ball. And if you can use a little bit of deception, then you get the answer. If you're in trouble, you lob to go and make a position on the court and everything's right. And the option is to go for the floor with that sliding cross court if the ball's almost at tin height, so you can go the hard cross one. So there you go. Here's all the shots again as we just talk it out at the end. So it's about choosing which shot to do, but the deceptive component is a critical component of this as well. But if you cut down to the floor on a shot where you've got a ball higher than the tin, it's a phenomenal thing. Floor's fantastic. You see your opponent really working. It'll give you options. That's the running one. There's the option to go cross court, and it works pretty well. All right, so there you go. I'll just finish this last one because these are the two shots that I just love. I'll do them in slow motion so you can see it. There's this one and the cut down, and beautiful. Just love it. So much stress, so much work, and the opponent can't believe he's made a mistake. But it's all part of life. So there you go. That's your cross court from the front, backhand corner. Get into that and understand there's different cross courts for different situations, and make the most of each situation yourself.